Hello everyone, you are welcome in Royal Edugen. I am going to describe the question answer of chapter 3, that is the human reproduction. So in human reproduction you have studied the chapter, but now try to answer. I will explain each and every point. So I think this video will help you to answer not only the question in CBSE board but also in your NEET examination. Okay, now come to the point. Okay, come to the exercises. First, your first question is fill in the blanks. Okay, human reproduce. Options are asexually, sexually. So your answer will be sexually. Human reproduce sexually. Second question, human are oviparous, viviparous or ovoviparous. So they are viviparous. They give birth to young ones, not lay eggs. Fertilization is dash in human. So fertilization is internal. The sperm fuses in with the eggs inside the body, female body. Male and female gametes are always haploid, so answer will be haploid. Zygote is always diploid, so your answer will be zygote is diploid. Next question, the process of release of ovum from mature follicle is called. So this process is called ovulation. So ovulation will be the correct answer. The fusion of male and female gametes is called, that is called fertilization. Fertilization. G, sorry, one question is G. Ovulation is induced by a hormone called. So the ovulation is induced by the hormone called luteinizing hormone. You have studied that FSH, LH. So luteinizing hormone help in LH surge. In your chapter you might have studied LH surge. So at high LH surge the ovulation takes place. Next is the fertilization takes place in. So fertilization takes place in fallopian tube. You may write oviduct, oviduct or ampulla or isthmus junction. Okay, so this will fallopian tube will be the correct answer. Zygote divides to form dash which is implanted in uterus. So the answer is zygote divides to form blastocyst which is implanted in the uterus. Okay, the structure which provides vascular connection between fetus and uterus is called. So the structure which provides vascular connection between fetus and uterus is called placenta. So placenta will be your correct answer. Second question, draw the label diagram of male reproductive system. So you can easily draw this diagram, don't worry. First of all, you take these two lines and brings up to this, okay, giving gaps at this place. Then you make the urinary bladder in which urine is collected and make a round structure oval testis here and one tube, that is vas deferens, you bring from this one and then attaches a seminal vesicle, prostate gland make here and then Cowper's gland in this way and outline. After that you can give an outline. Okay, here is a rectum and a scrotal sac you can also make. So in this way very easily you can draw the diagram and you can also take help of your books. Diagrams, if you practice twice or thrice you get a good practice and then excel in the diagram. So this one is a urinary bladder. This is not a part of male reproductive system, but we take a point of reference. So urinary bladder is this one, seminal vesicle this one. This one is testis, the primary male sex organ. This one is vas deferens, you know, vas deferens, seminal vesicle. Then this one prostate gland, Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland, it is called bulbourethral gland too. This one is urethra, through which semen discharges, and this one is testis, and the testis is embedded in a scrotal sac. So, a scrotal sac is there. So, in this way you can easily draw the diagram. Question number 3. Again, female reproductive system. Draw a label diagram of female reproductive system. Very easily, it is very easy to draw. You make a funnel like diagram. First of all, you draw an outline like this. 2 lines make here, then label it, and by waving appearance you make the uterus sac, and then these are the 3 layers: endometrium, myometrium and perimetrium. Then through connective tissue attach the ovary, the main female reproductive organ, ovary, and then label it. This one is ampulla, isthmus region, ampulla region and infundibulum. So, together called fallopian tube or oviduct. This one is uterine fundus. This structure is fundus, and this one is ovary. Follicle, inside the ovary, the mature Graafian follicle ruptured, and then ovulation takes place, and the ovum comes here, which after migrating to this region, the fertilization taking place with the sperm. So, male during sexual reproduction releases a sperm here. A sperm has to take journey to visit there for fertilization. So, in this way, this one is vaginal canal, cervix and uterine cavity, where the implantation, the fetus grow here. So, you can easily draw the diagram of female reproductive system. Question number 4. Write 2 major functions of each of the testis and ovary. So, the 2 major functions of testis are to produce a sperm through spermatogenesis and to secrete testosterone or androgen, male hormones. 2 major functions of ovary are to produce Graafian follicle or ovum or egg, or to secrete estrogen and female hormones. Okay. So, the next question number 5. Describe the structure of a seminiferous tubules. So, during the cross section of seminiferous tubules inside the testis, you can draw this diagram. Spherical many testicular chamber you can make here, and this one is the visceral peritoneum, this wall, spermatogonium, these are spermatogonium, and spermatogonium undergoes reduction division to form spermatozoa, spermatocytes. Spermatocytes divide reductionally to form spermatozoa. Okay, spermatozoa finally metamorphosis, changing the form from spermatozoa or sperm. These are the interstitial cell and these are Sertoli cell. Some Leydig cells are also there. So, in this way you can make the diagram. In your NCERT book it is already given. Then, what is spermatogenesis? Briefly describe the process of spermatogenesis. Okay. So, what is it? Let us see. Spermatogenesis, the process of gametogenesis. It is a process of gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is of 2 types, spermatogenesis, oogenesis. So, it is a process of gametogenesis in which spermatozoa, that is haploid cells, are produced by the reduction division in spermatogonium, that is diploid or a sperm mother cell you can say, which are located inside the seminiferous tubule of a testis. This process is called spermatogenesis. What happens in the process? Inside the testis there are 200 to 300 lobules. Each lobules contains 1 to 4 highly convoluted tubules called seminiferous tubules. In this there are seminiferous tubules, there are germinal epithelial. These cells multiply in numerous by mitotic division during puberty. These spermatogonia, these cell multiply to form spermatogonia, which produce primary spermatocyte. This now primary spermatocyte undergoes reduction division to produce secondary spermatocyte, which in turn give rise to spermatids or spermatozoa. So in the line through arrow, you can also understand that there is a testis, inside the testis locules, seminiferous tubules, germinal epithelial, undergoes mitotic division, spermatogonia produce spermatogonia, which further form primary spermatocyte, secondary primary spermatocyte undergoes reduction division to form secondary spermatocyte, which metamorphosis or changes to form spermatozoa. So in this way you can easily answer the question. Question number 7. Name the hormone involved in regulation of spermatogenesis. The hormones which regulates the process of spermatogenesis are androgen or testosterone. At puberty, the hypothalamus secretes GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. This in turn stimulates the pituitary gland to release luteinizing hormone or LH or FSH. The LH acts upon the Leydig cells to secrete androgens, which stimulate the process of spermatogenesis, what we have studied here. Okay. So in short form, you can write that hypothalamus that is a part of your brain during the age of puberty releases gonadotropin releasing hormone, which induces the pituitary, anterior pituitary to secrete luteinizing and follicular stimulating hormone. Luteinizing hormones act on Leydig cells to release androgen, which in turn develop the spermatogenesis. Or follicular stimulating hormone help in Sertoli cell to stimulate the spermiogenesis. Okay, the development of spermatozoa by the process of spermatogenesis is called spermiogenesis. So in this way you can answer easily. Question number 8. Define spermiogenesis and spermiation. Try to understand. Spermiogenesis, the process of transformation of spermatozoa from the spermatids, is called spermiogenesis. Suppose that this is spermatogonia that is diploid, which form secondary primary spermatocytes. Primary spermatocyte undergoes reduction division to form immature spermatozoa, which further undergoes changes to form the mature spermatozoa. While the process of spermiation is the release of spermatozoa from the seminiferous tubules, which in turn release into the form of semen, is called spermiation. Release of spermatozoa, simply you can say. Then come to the next question number 9. Draw level diagram of a sperm. So very easily you can draw. It has head part, neck part, then middle piece contain mitochondria and tail piece. So 3 parts are there: tail, middle piece and head, along with the acrosome. So acrosome region is there, which contains hydrolytic enzyme that digests the wall of the egg during fertilization. So easily you can draw this diagram. Question number 10. What are the major components of seminal plasma? So the major components of seminal plasma are, they generally contain secretion from the seminal vesicle, which is 60 to 70%, 60% to 70%. Then prostate gland near about 25%. Along these all, it is rich with fructose, calcium and enzymes like prostaglandins, hormones, and enzymes like amylase, pepsinogen. So these are the composition of seminal plasma, especially the semen. Question number 11. What are the major function of male accessory ducts and glands? come to the major function of male accessory ducts and glands. So, first see the ducts. We have a ducts like reti testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens, mainly the vas deferens you can also write single, vas deferens and urethra. These are the two things. You may understand through this diagram. This one is urethra and this one is vas deferens. Inside the testis there are also, these are reti testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis. So, you all collect and carry the sperm, while the urethra transfer, carry the semen, they carry the sperm, while the urethra carry the semen, that is the secretion from seminal vesicle, prostate gland, etc. The glands, we have a seminal vesicle, prostate gland and bulbourethral gland. Seminal vesicle secretes 60 to 70% part of semen, which alkaline, generally having higher pH 7.4, contains fructose, hormones and calcium rich substances, while prostate gland secrete, which is secretion of prostate gland is slightly acidic, 6.5 pH and 25% contribution given to it, which may contain citric acid, enzymes like amylase, pepsinogen, prostaglandins, etc. Bulbourethral secretion is alkaline fluid plus mucus to lubricate the vaginal canal. So, in this way, bifurcating the function of ducts as well as glands, you can easily answer your question. Okay. Then come to the question number 12. What is oogenesis? Give a brief account of oogenesis. So, the process of formation of mature ovum or egg or female gamete by the reduction division in primary oocyte, that is diploid, is called oogenesis. So, what happens? Try to understand this diagram. In NCERT book it is also given that there are many oogonia. The baby born with the oogonia undergoes mitotic division, mitosis, to form primary oocytes. Many primary oocytes are formed, and this happen in the embryonic condition before the birth. At birth the baby got this one, which is the primary oocyte. Primary oocyte undergoes first reduction division to form two body. One is the secondary oocyte and first polar body. First polar body degenerates and the secondary oocytes further at the in adulthood, the childhood passes, puberty passes, and during adulthood these secondary oocytes undergoes further secondary reduction division to form secondary polar body and the ovum. So, this all is these are the diploid and these are the haploid. So, this is all the process of oogenesis. In further description, you can also write like this brief account of oogenesis, that the process is initiated during the embryonic development or in the fetal life of the human female. Couples of millions gametes, mother cell called oogonia are formed in the ovary. The oogonia completes the prophase first of the meiosis and become dormant at the stage of primary oocytes. These primary oocytes are surrounded by granulosa and called primary follicle, which degenerate up to the puberty, and the very few 60 to 80 thousands primary follicles are left at that age. That surrounded by granulosa further to form secondary follicle, then tertiary follicle. Now, the primary oocytes in tertiary follicle completes its meiotic division first and form the first polar body and the secondary oocytes. First polar body degenerate the secondary oocytes and then ovulation takes place. The first polar body degenerates. Now, the secondary oocytes undergoes meiosis second to form two cells. One is secondary polar body, that is also degenerate, and which again degenerate, and the other cell mature into the ovum. So, in a brief way you can write this one. Okay. Next, draw label diagram of Graafian follicle. So this one is your sectional Graafian follicle, sorry, ovary. Draw label diagram of sectional section through ovary. So first see the ovary. So this is the diagram of ovary. You can easily, these are blood vessels and the primary follicles, then secondary follicles, tertiary follicles, Graafian follicles, and Graafian follicles mature and rupture to produce ovum during ovulation and form the temporary glands. So if fertilization will not take place, the it form temporary gland, corpus luteum, and which degenerate without fertilization, and the switched on further menstrual cycle we have studied. So next question is draw label diagram of a Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle. This one is a Graafian follicle having theca externa, theca interna, then granulosa layer, then antrum, a cavity, and these are the granulosa layer, then zona pellucida layer, and finally there is a secondary oocyte. So you can easily, in NCERT book, the diagram is given, you can draw. Okay. So next time I will explain further more question. Thank you.